Hey guys, how you doing? Just thought I'd go live on a Saturday night. I think Dan's done streaming. Fugatech just got done streaming. I'm working on an ender, so if you guys want to come in, jump in chat and hang out with me, I'll post the link right here. There's the link if you guys want to jump in and hang out. Anyway, yeah, I was working on this ender back there in the corner, and I figured, well, I can't stream live if I got my back to everybody, so I'll bring it over here. Yeah, I thought my thermistor went bad on it, and I unscrewed it, and I went to take out the thermistor, and it's kind of stuck, so I went to heat it up, and my heater wasn't getting hot, and then I realized I had a broken wire on my heater, so I nipped my wires where it was broke, and I'm going to solder them together, put some heat shrink tape on it, put it all back together, and then this printer will be good to go. So just tinkering around. Oh. Yeah, if I see any comments in chat, I'll say hi to you. If you're on Facebook, you got to click on that little link thing on Facebook above the post, the HTTP StreamYard/Facebook, and then when you type, I'll see it in chat. So let me stand up. Ta-da, here I am. Yeah, I'm currently printing a Chucky. I had Chucky going over here on my Hypercube, and it got, done, I don't know, 3 or 4 inches, 5 inches. Then I had an extrusion problem, and I lost a lot of filament. So then I moved Chucky over here to the TiVo, and he's printing on TiVo, a lot smaller. I was going to print him at 250%. Here's a little tiny Chucky right here that I did, like, I don't know, a year ago. I got this file off CG Trader. Hey, Non-Fam, how you doing? I'm still waiting on you, buddy. There's the link. All you have to do is click on it and you can hop in. And there's a little benchy I printed. I had the temperature too high by mistake, and I've got a lot of stringing on it. But I took a regular benchy in S3D, tilted it up, and I dropped it through the bed and sliced it. So that's going to be in one of the videos that's coming up here in a minute, or, in the next couple days. I got some Sunlu PLA that I'm doing a review on right now. And then I've got some Geetech, Geee Tech off Amazon, a roll of red and blue from them. I'm going to be doing a review on, making a bunch of goodies. Oh, boy. And I found out from StreamYard that when you stream to YouTube and Facebook, that if they're not actually watching on YouTube, you don't get credit for it. In other words, it won't say how many views you had because YouTube can't read that information from Facebook. Maybe later tonight. Okay, then I guess I'll have to stay on for a while. So, yeah. We could always do a private stream between just me and you, Non-Fam, not online, to get you comfortable with the whole idea of doing it. And, so you don't have to be on the worldwide for your first time if you don't want to be. I should probably have some music playing in the background or something, but I don't, because I don't want to get a copyright strike. And I could have YouTube music, but I don't. So if anybody wants to jump in with me, they can chit chat while I'm working. And if we get a few people in, then they can chit chat and I can work, and it won't be a total disaster. But I know as soon as some of my friends see this, they'll probably pop in. Hate using a pen for that to apply the flux. Hello, Oklahoma. Hey, Larry. How you doing? Yes, I do have an Ender. Oh, yeah, you got one. Okay, cool. Yeah, Ender 3V2 is a nice little machine. I'm printing right now a little doohickey on it. And I kind of back there in the background. Yeah, it prints great. I hooked up my Octoprint to it. That way I can monitor temperatures and do a time lapse or whatever. But the camera's not currently hooked up. I plugged it into the Pi after the fact, and I wouldn't read it. Facebook user, hey Jared, hello. Whoever that is on Facebook, hello. If you click the thing above the stream, I don't know. Usually it shows the name. I don't see the name. It just says Facebook user. So whoever it is, hello. Yeah, and I see some people aren't going to stream Monday. Monday's a holiday. So what? YouTube's not shut down. Stream anyway. And if you guys are going to go see friends and family, you're not going to be there forever. So I don't have nothing going on for Monday, but I'm not streaming until Tuesday night. Tuesday night, 5 p.m. Pacific, Joe Telling's going to be on. So I'll be talking to Joel for an hour. It's me, Al. Hey, Al. Printing a Hive storage box module, okay? All right. So in StreamYard, I can see the Facebook chat. And on YouTube, I just see YouTube chat. So whoever just typed, okay, that would be Al, okay. Yeah, I just been hanging out, watching Netflix, tinkering around, not doing much. Just been kind of feeling tired all day. Not much going on. Oh, I need to solder this. Figure out whether I'm going to sit or I'm going to stand, and where'd my solder go? Now, if my dog don't jump on me. And of course, the wire's on the back side where I can't see it. That's going to be a pain. Slicing a skull, trying to get rid of some of the white filament while my settings are working. Yeah, hopefully you got a filament runout sensor on all your printers. That way when they run out, you'll know it and you can just keep adding. I've done color changes that way. I've never, the MM2 or dual extrusion or whatever you call it, I've never owned any of those. So when I do a filament change, I just cut the filament at the filament runout sensor, it backs out, and I put the new filament in. But at some point, I want to get a mixing valve or something on a hot end and try something different. I got that 2 wires soldered up. I'm putting heat shrink tape back over it. Whenever I replace fans on my hot end or cooling fan, I do not solder them. I just use heat shrink tape. And then I heat it up with a Bic lighter or something, barbecue lighter. But I'm working with the heater wires here, so I'm going to solder those. And on the thermistor, I solder those. Then I put heat shrink tubing over it. Then burn it with a lighter. I do have a heat gun, but this is quicker. And get my 2 fingers wet and then cool it off real quick. And that's that. Couple, like I said, my wires got kinked and I had a print fail the other day. Here's the stream link again if anybody wants to jump in. Tyler West, how you doing, buddy? Good to see you. I've got my camera kind of an odd position because when I tape a video or something, I kind of catch me standing up talking. I usually have the camera right down in the middle of the my monitor. That way, when I'm looking at whoever's on screen or reading text, I'm eye level. Here's my favorite thing about the whole printer. And the filament runout sensor is over there behind me. I don't have it right here. Marcel, how you doing, buddy? 3D-HP stands for 3D Hobby Projects or 3D Hobby Printing. When I first made it up, I was going with hobby printing. And then I said, well, wait a minute, that could have two meanings. So I guess I should have been 3DJK, but I never thought of that. When I first started out my channel and my group a long time ago, I was 3D printing and tinkering. And before that, I was called Jerry's Projects. And I figured, well, no one's going to find me with Jerry's Projects. So a friend of mine over in the UK, Kevin Sharp, had a group called 3D Print and Paint, which most of you guys know. Well, at one point, he took that down and he was going to stop doing it. So I figured I would rename mine to Printing and Painting. So that's where I came up with 3D Printing and Painting. And then the group started back up. And I think he has somebody else running it right now. Well, Tyler, you want to hop in? I got a stream link there. If you want to hop in and hang out, you're welcome to. Anybody here wants to hop in and hang out, just click on it. There's nothing to download. It just checks your camera, your microphone, and bam, you're on screen. All my streams are clean. I don't talk about, I don't try not to cuss on my streams. I don't talk about politics and all that crap. There, if I want that, I'll just go turn on the news. Yeah, Marcel, you're welcome to jump in. The only thing I do on stream is I vape. That's it. And once in a while, I have a beer. Yeah, 3D printing and painting, I'm buried. But on 3D-HP, I'm usually in the first page. Scroll down a little bit. Why it does that, I'm not really sure. Anybody watching on YouTube other than Al, please say something so I can see in the chat. Okay, Tyler. Well, I'll probably still be here. The last week when I done a Hangout stream, actually the first Hangout stream I'd really done where people dropped in, I thought I was going to do it for about an hour, and I was on for like 3.5 hours because people started dropping in, and we just kept talking. But my weekly live streams, when I have a special guest on every week, they only run for an hour. If they might go over 5 minutes, but just basically an hour. Yeah, I've got YouTube muted. I can see 9 watching. When I do my weekly live streams, I shut that down. It's distracting. You'll be sitting there talking to somebody, and you're seeing a 20-second delay on the other screen. I usually just pop out chat and close the video. But yeah, I got too many printers at the moment. I need more resin printers. So at some point in time in the near future, I'm going to try to contact a few companies on large resin printers and see if they want to go with me and maybe let me review one of their machines. I'm not sure if they will or not. So I've only got the one resin printer. Betty Boot 45, how you doing? Yeah, I think I know that lady. Hello, Facebook user. I can't see your name, but there you go. Why it's not showing your name, I don't know. If you click on that link above the video on Facebook, you click on something to accept such and such from StreamYard, then it will show your name on the stream when you type. Or if you come over to YouTube on where this is playing also, then I'll see it. Wow, just got to Arkansas, so you're stuck in the house for 2 weeks. That's terrible. Cool. Yeah, for some unknown reason, when I do a live stream like this where I just randomly start it, it doesn't bother me. But when I'm doing a weekly live stream, I have a guest on, I got the countdown timer going, and I run my intro, and I get ready to talk to everybody. I get extremely nervous. My back hurts. I don't know why that happens. But when I go live like this, it's no big deal. I'm just sitting there talking to the camera, reading text. So my wife's in another room, hanging out, watching TV or something. Oh, Alaska. I'm sorry. I thought AK was Arkansas. All right. I always imagine Alaska as being a very cold place all the time, but I'm sure they have their seasons. I just think they're shorter than everybody else's. Yeah, I got a friend, used to have a friend here in Vegas that moved to Alaska. And I think he took up flying a plane and all kinds of stuff when he got there. Owned a construction company, I think. Where you're at in Alaska, are you close enough where you can get binoculars and see Russia? Or is that clear across the state somewhere? They fellow Nevada and right on. At least I think that's in for Nevada, right? I got the last one wrong. So if you're a Facebook user, which I don't see your name, I live in Las Vegas. I'm 56. I moved here when I was 5, so I've been here like 51 years. And yes, I'm using a ballpoint pen to put flux on my wires. And that was too much flux. Okay. You're in Carson. Never been there. Well, I got family down in Texas. My wife's family lives in Texas and Seguin. They used to live in Lubbock. I've driven down there 4 or 5 times, and that trip sucks. Because figure I haven't really went anywhere in like 20 years or something, like to Disneyland in California. And then I meet my wife, and next thing you know, we're driving to Texas to visit family. And that's like 12 and a half hours. And down in Seguin, I think I had to go through Dallas to come back. It was like 21 hours back. So I was drinking energy drinks and drinking coffee. And then I lost some amount of trucker pills that I took at a truck stop. And then I was really wound up and wired and tried to pull over to go to sleep, and I couldn't. I was wide awake. So it was terrible. But I kept driving, made it home finally. Hey, Matt. Yeah. Like I say, whenever I go live or anybody goes live with StreamYard on Facebook, it'll have a little thing at the top where description above the video. You click on that line to accept. It'll be lit up in blue. And then you accept something on the next page. And then your comments will show me, it's supposed to show me who they are. Let's see, where am I at? Give me a second, guys. Anybody wants to join the stream, you're welcome to pop in and hang out. I've got a link there that I posted. Here, I'll post it up again. Yeah, I've been in this hobby for about 3.5 years now. People are watching, I don't know. And you see all this stuff behind me. I kind of got carried away with printing stuff. Yeah, there you go, Matt. I can see it now. So if you click on that accept thing, then if you're on Facebook, I'll see your name. You're the first person that's done that in 2 weeks that got it right. Yeah, well, most people don't read instructions. You only read them when you have extra parts left over. You go, wait a minute, where'd that go? Yeah. People always ask me, what's your favorite print? Well, everyone was a favorite print when I printed it. That's why I downloaded it. You know, download it, bought it, you know, whatever was given to me. Yeah, I'm not painting it. Yeah, I have a lot of stuff I don't paint. I've got more stuff unpainted than you see painted. I'm real slow about painting and getting stuff done. And I should film my videos, but, you know, quite often I don't set up a camera and tape when I'm painting. Or I get lazy and I sit on the couch in the living room. I got a little portable table that folds up and I set that next to the couch. And then I watch Netflix. And then when I got to do something real detailed, I pause Netflix so I can paint and then I hit play again. That happens a lot. Yeah, Jon Snow is what she's trying to say is her favorite. I painted Jon Snow. She's typing on her phone, so she's hitting some of the wrong. Oh, she's hitting space. Okay. Yeah, 156, and I'm getting really forgetful. There's a lot of things I do, and I just forget. You know, I cook and I bake quite a bit, and you know, like today, what was it? I made peanut butter cookies, and I forgot to squish them with a fork. So after they're in the oven, and I'm cleaning everything up, I'm like, well, why'd I have this fork out? And then I remembered, so I pulled them out of the oven and you know, smushed them down. And then yesterday or the other day, I made a casserole, chicken spaghetti casserole. And one of the main ingredients we had to go to another store to buy, I forgot to put in it. But I realized that once again when I was cleaning up after the fact. So I had to take it out of the oven, drag the cheese off the top, dump in the ingredient, whip it up. Hold on, I got a mailman. I got a package. 1 second. Okay, I'm coming. My dogs go nuts when they hear the doorbell. Amazon. You get caught back up on chat. Yeah, I'm pretty sure everybody heard the dogs freaking out. No, my LaserJet printer ran out of its toner the other day. So let me find a knife, make sure that's what it is. I'm waiting on a banner in the mail. John Mack, I paid to make me up a banner, say 3D printing and painting 3D HP on it. So when I get the banner, it's going to go back there where it says Mandalorian. I'm going to put it back there, a big banner. Another box for Christmas. Yeah, it's my toner. Black, magenta, cyan, and yellow. CYA, and I think that's Krylon or Krylon. So I don't need to open that right now. Oh, your 1-year-old dog was barking at my dogs. Okay. Yeah, quite often my dogs will hear something on TV or a doorbell or something, and they go running. And I'm pointing to the TV, go, look, there's a kitty on TV. And they don't look. They run outside real quick. Yeah, I went to print a black and white document a couple of days ago, and I ran out of toner. It got really low, so it wouldn't let me print it in black and white. I turned it from color to black and white and still wouldn't let me. And then back in January, right around the beginning of February, I done my taxes, and I thought I had all my documents, but once again, I'm forgetful. I forgot my one for my insurance for health, the marketplace here in Nevada, like Obamacare anyway. They send me a 1099, and I forgot the one document. I already filed it with TurboTax. The next day, it's like, oh shit, I forgot this. So I waited. The IRS caught it. Of course, they'd catch it. And then they're saying that I owe them an arm and a leg to amend it, download a bunch of paperwork, be a rocket scientist trying to figure out all these different figures on their website and all this, like 30 pages I had to download. Once they got it back, it was wrong, and they said I owed them like an arm and a leg, which I don't. So I always get back like $1,400 a year on average. And then here COVID hit, and I'm still waiting and waiting and waiting. And the beginning of last month, they said they was going to get back to work, and hopefully they'd process my return soon. Get a letter to mail today. They said they don't have a document that I already sent them. So now I got to go on their website, download a cover sheet. That way I get the proper form, and then fax over this document that I was waiting to get in the mail back in February that I overlooked, and mail it to them and fax it to them. So maybe sometime this year I'll get my money. It's always something. But when I amended my taxes, I had that taken care of. So anybody wants to jump in, there's a link there in the stream. So what's everybody doing today? What are you guys printing? What are you working on, not working on? Doesn't have to be 3D print related, you know, any kind of projects. Zorro Fox, I've been 3D printing probably about 3.5 years, I think. The CR10 had been released for probably 5 or 6 months, and July or August 1st of that year is when I got into 3D printing. I thought about it years ago, back when they cost an arm and a leg, and the prints looked terrible. And it's like, yeah, this isn't for me. And then one day I was surfing YouTube, and I ran across this channel with some guy and his wife that were traveling around the country in their RV, and he had a little 3D printer, and that was the one video right there that got me interested. And then I got on some groups, and I started reading up on it. And then I seen Kevin Sharp had a lot of really cool prints he was doing from Sanix. And then that really put me over the edge right there. Then I ordered a CR10. So it's kind of Kevin Sharp's fault, I guess you could say. Then a lot of people tell me it's their fault. I got them into this, and, you know, thank you, but no thank you, you know, that kind of thing. Because now they're addicted. And once you get one printer, and you're like, well, cool, I got a printer. I'm never going to buy another one. No, you will. You'll find a reason in a month or two that you want to print something else, but this one's busy, so you can real easily justify why you need another printer. And then resin printing is really cool. The Elegoo Mars is awesome. I love it, but now I want a bigger printer. So like Panoply Phenon, I think it's called. That would be perfect. That way, a lot of these things that I'm FDM printing, I can resin print, and then go from there. This is an Ender 3 right here. I have two CR10s. You probably can't see them. They can't see them on camera. That tall one in the background is an Ender 3 XL. I bought a kit from a man on Facebook that started up a little company where he makes extension kits, and that's an Ender 3 that's 500 millimeters tall. The one next to it's a Hypercube by ZYLTECH. It's a 400 by 400 by 500 millimeter build volume. Yeah, a lot of my printers just sit. Since I've got so many prints going, I don't have the funds to buy a lot of filament and resin, so I don't print as much as I used to. I've got my hard drive literally has hundreds of files that I bought or from people that are waiting to be printed that eventually I'll get around to. I need to sell everything. I need to get an Etsy store going, sell off all my stuff for a reasonable price, and then I have room for more stuff. And then I can finance, by selling my prints, I can finance future projects or future things I want to buy that I'm not getting for a review from a company. I'm gonna figure out where my phone. Then my blower system here is it's a Petzfang V2 that I have on all my printers. David Petzold designed this. He has them over on Thingiverse. They're awesome designs. I've never really found anything much better. They work real good for me. What's your best filament? I don't really have a best. There's so many of them that are good. 3D ZYLTECH for a long time was my go-to. I used a lot of Arion for a while, but then a lot of their shiny filament, I was having trouble with it being brittle on me and then having a few clogs here and there, so I kind of steered away from it because I hate having a print going and then it gets stuck in the filament run-out sensor. You wake up the next day and you're printing in midair and you just wasted half the roll of filament on whatever you were printing. Hatchbox is good. I started out with that, but back in the day when I started, it was like 25 bucks a roll. So before I had my first printer, I ordered like 10 rolls of filament, not knowing what I was getting into. I paid for simplified 3D. I figured if I'm going to invest this much money in the hobby at the time, I want the best software. So at the time, I thought that was the best. That's why I bought it. And up until probably 3 or 4 weeks ago, I just started tinkering with Creality Slicer, which is a version of Cura. I've started screwing around with that, and it seems to work fine for me. Just a stock profile. So I've been printing on the Ender 3 V2. Using a stock profile with Cura. So I don't really have a best. Like I say, Amazon, you'll just have to look at the different brands. I got some G-Tech that I'm getting ready to review. The Sunlu I'm currently working on right now. Most of the filaments are about a lot of them are about the same. It depends how much money you want to spend for filament. I try to stay around $15, $16 a roll. Some people pay $30, $40 a roll. I can't do that. So I've even used a lot of CC Tree, and that's the filament that used to come with all the CR10s. I'm not sure if it still is, but I had no problem with CC Tree. It seems to be a little softer than a lot of PLAs, but it was printing fine for me. I think there's only X amount of companies in the world that make filament, and then I believe that all these companies are having it labeled with their brand on it. I don't think they're all making their own filament. They're just getting it relabeled with their stickers on it. And then like Printed Solid here in the U.S., he does all his filming. He prints everything, himself. So that's, 100% all him. ZYLTECH. I've used a lot of ZYLTECH filament. I'm an affiliate for ZYLTECH and a lot of their PETG. I have had no problems with it. It's good filament. I bought their Tecta-size spool of black PETG, and it seemed to be pretty stringy on me. I didn't care for it. I didn't dry it because the spool was too big. So I just didn't care for their black. But I'm currently printing with a bunch of their PETG. I have 3 or 4 rolls of it. Below in the description, not on this live stream, but on other videos and on Facebook, I've got where you can get 15% off on ZYLTECH, and there's other deals from different companies like TH3D. There's different ways you could help me in the channel out, or you can get discounts on different things in the description or on my Facebook group. When I get all these screws put in, I'll just sit down and talk after I drop them 20 times. The only thing I don't like about this blower setup is that there's not much plastic on the back where the screws go in, so it's very easy to break it. Then you have to super glue it. And you can only barely get them snug. Any tighter than that, you start breaking plastic. And all these hot ends are printed in ABS. My first CR10 is in an enclosure, so whenever I need to print ABS, I use that. Oh. Yeah, as far as for printers, I think somebody asked earlier, what do I have? I've got two CR10s, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Ender 3s. A couple of them are pros. One's in a box in pieces. I got the ZYLTECH Hypercube Evolution. I got one TiVo Tarantula Pro that prints great. And then I got a Elegoo Mars resin printer. So the only thing I really need is a big resin printer. And any other printers I get are just to do reviews and then either upgrade with them or sell them or whatever. I really don't need FDM printers for anything other than maybe to do a review on. Figure out where my light is. I guess I should have done this a long time ago. Just start the camera and go live and just tinker around, do whatever, and then talk to people as I see them in chat. And I don't know. I watch people a lot on YouTube, even when I'm in the living room, just hanging out, just to hear what they're talking about. And then other people jump in, hint, hint, and I listen to what they're talking about too. And of course, I had to drop a screw somewhere. When I was building the Ender 3 V2, filming it, I lost a screw. Oh, here it is. I lost a screw on something. And I stopped the camera, spent about 20 minutes looking, couldn't find it anywhere. I even took the printer upside down and shook it off camera. Well, it was gone. And then while I was putting things back together on camera, I moved the hot end and it pops out on the table. So you got up underneath a roller or something. That's in the video. If you guys watch it, you'll see that where that happens at. I don't script my videos. I've done one where I read off a teleprompter. I'm trying to learn how to do that. That way I can get more technical and I can tell you stuff, but I can't remember off the top of my head. Most of the time, I just kind of fly by the seat of my pants, and when I screw up, then I stop it, and then I retape that section, and that happens quite a bit if I don't like the intro. And I got to make sure my camera and mic are working, so I always start the camera. I say, talk for a minute, and I go back and watch to make sure it looks good and sounds good, and then I retape it. And then on my Easy ABL, I've got a black marker mark where the nut lines up. So when I take it off and hang it, if it hasn't turned very much, I can just line it up so I know where it goes. Yeah, Joe Telling was on last night with his daughter, and they're building their Prusas. That was pretty cool to watch. I'm sure most people probably dropped in. I think he had like 1,000 people watching. Yeah, my heater, I thought I had a bad thermistor on this, Tyler, and it wound up being my heater had a broken wire. So instead of resplice it, instead of popping a new one in, I'll just splice it and go from there. Yeah, it's funny. The USB stick last night, it was stuck to the styrofoam. That's probably where it was from the get-go originally. He just overlooked it. But when you're running a live stream and you got a lot of things going on, you know you overlook things, get forgetful. I figured how I'm going to route this without breaking that wire too. I had tape on, but I'm just going to zip tie it this time. I don't like working with tape. I used to use hockey tape a long time ago. It's that cloth tape, and once that stuff is stuck, good luck trying to carefully remove it. You can't. You got to cut it off. It's a pain in the butt. Anybody would like to drop in on the stream and hang out, just say the word and I'll repost the link, or scroll up and you'll see it. I feel like having a Monster Energy drink right now, but it's like 7 o'clock, and I'm not going to work if I go to bed after a while. It'll keep me up. I have enough trouble sleeping as it is. One thing that's good about if you guys use 15 fans on your printer, cool your prints down. When you get them in the mail, take a heat gun. There's a little sticker on the back underneath. It's where your wires are soldered. Take not a heat gun, take a glue gun and glue those wires down, because with the printer moving back and forth over time and that wire moving, it'll break your contact. So just put some hot glue on it and that'll fix it. Have a Coke. Yeah, I guess I could have a Coke. When I was younger, I drank like a 12-pack a day of soda, Coca-Cola. And then a few years ago, I quit drinking soda. I just have it once in a while. I like root beer. Oh, yeah, Las Vegas. Sorry. Yeah, I'm hoping that they have a Murph or an Earth next year, whichever one it is. It might be coming back, but the way things are looking, I don't know. But if they do, I want to fly back and meet everybody. So I'm not getting any younger, and a lot of people I know I'd like to meet in person. I've been there twice, both times, thanks to the Air Force. Stayed at the Eastside Cannery once. Okay. The Eastside Cannery over on Craig Road. I used to go there and eat at their buffet occasionally, which is, I don't know if it's back open yet or not, the buffet. A lot of places I noticed there's a few people that do videos on YouTube here in Vegas, and they got the buffet roped off. You either order what you want from your table and they bring it, or you go up and you point to it and they hand it to you. So you're not grabbing the spatula that everybody else is using, or the spoon, whatever. And anybody else that's looking for alcohol, if you're going to Walmart or wherever and you can't find it, Like CBS, for instance, they keep it behind the counter up front, and you got to ask them for it. So if you just go to the shelf and some people hoarded it, which they always do, you just ask them. They usually have it behind the counter up front. Yeah, hopefully they do. I mean, I went to CES with my son for like out of 3 years. I went with him twice. And that happens in January, and this year that's already been canceled. They're not going to have a CES. Guess I better unplug the soldering iron. I got some little stickers made up on Sticker Mule. They had a special a while back. You get 50 for $10. Well, I only got 10 for $9, but this is a logo. And then I had John Mack. He took my logo, which is 3D printing and painting, set up here on top of the 3D HP. So the future ones I'm going to change. I'm going to mail these out to everybody. When I get more of them, everybody that knows me or wants them, I'll mail you a sticker. Just give me a minute to get some more made up. Let me post that on the screen. If you're going to suggest a first printer to someone and spidering cost, what would you suggest? Spidering cost. I don't understand the word spidering cost, but reasonable cost is what I think you mean. The Ender 3 V2 is nice. For like $169, you get a regular Ender like this. They're great little printers. You have to deal with more wire mess everywhere that you have to kind of clean up. Hi, Steve. Yeah, the Enders are good. If you want something a little bigger, a CR10. CR10 is a great printer. Their build volume is 300 by 300 by 400. Considering cost. Yeah, I'd say everybody's first printer shouldn't cost more than $300 to $400. So the TiVo Tarantula Pro that I got last year, you got to build it from scratch, which is a great little printer. I had no issues with it. They came out with a newer one. They changed their name from TiVo to Homer, and they got a newer printer out, which has a lot of bugs with it. So I don't know what to say about the new printer. But the TiVo Tarantula Pro is a nice little printer. And Creality's, most of their machines are nice. I reviewed Ender 3 V2, which is right back here printing. And it's got a 32-bit board in it. It's a nice little printer. It runs great. When TH3D, Timothy Hooglin, gets the firmware worked out, I'll be putting Easy ABL and a filament runout sensor on it. All 3D printers need a filament runout sensor. They usually don't come with it. You know, people say, well, wow, I bought this, and how come it didn't have this, this, and this? Well, you can't put everything on it. You know, you have to be expected reasonably to upgrade this and upgrade that and spend more money. But, yeah, I suggest, Steve, just join some groups on Facebook, 3D printing groups, and watch videos on YouTube and get your opinion on that off that. Not everybody that gives an opinion is right, but, you know, there is a lot of good opinions out there. Whenever you have a problem, you'll get 200, 300 answers, and half of them are wrong. But, you know, take everything with a grain of salt and make a good determination. But for a first printer, if I wanted something compact and small just to get into it, I would get an Ender 3. And Ender 3 V2 has a lot of bells and whistles, so I would probably go for that. But if I only had $150 to $200 to spend, I'd get the regular Ender. ANET A8. Yeah, I never had one. Yeah, ever since the Ender had that problem with something smoking on it, or the Creality printer had a problem with something smoking on it, now ANET is off the hook on that because of the fire hazard back in the day. Yeah, I've never had a Prusa. I've heard a lot of good things about Prusa. Then I've heard, you know, things not so, you know, I've heard it both ways. But basically, Prusa, most of what I've read is you buy it, you hook it up, it prints. Yeah, Ender 3 Pro is a lot better than the original Ender. It's got a mean mill power supply on it. The extrusion on the front is, I believe it's 40 millimeters wide. It's more stable for the bed. It's got a few different upgrades on it. So the Pro is better than the regular Ender. Everything is just my opinion, so don't take that as the word of God. I just, I'm telling you what I believe in my own opinion. Well, yeah, maybe not off the hook, but the minute that ANET seen that, heard about the smoking problem, they're probably jumping up and down with excitement, thinking, hey, we're just about out of the woods. Turn the bed over and use the straight glass side. I checked mine with a level. My glass was flat and straight. I had no trouble, Larry. Yeah, Micro Center 179, that'd probably be the regular ender. Sounds about right. I picked up a lot of mine last year. I bought them from Nellis Auction here in town, an auction house. And I was paying like anywhere from $70 to $120 for them. They were Amazon returns. And then one of them I got at home. I opened up the box. Every single screw was missing. Somebody that returned that to Amazon took out every single screw or bolt everywhere and screw. Most of them are bolts. On most Chinese printers and all the paperwork, they call bolt screws. They say put this screw and that screw in. A screw has a pointed tip, and it's usually self-tapping. When you drive it into something, a bolt is flat on the end, which requires a nut, or it screws into threaded extrusion. And I say aluminum, not aluminium. Oh, the Ender Pro. Okay, that's a good price. Really good price. I've ordered a couple of Meanwell power supplies to put on my regular Enders that have the Chinese knockoff on them, because the knockoff's not supposed to be so reliable, but I've had no problem with them. They've all worked fine. Even the ones I haven't changed, but the Meanwell is better quality. Here's that stream link again if anybody wants to jump in. I tape with OBS whenever I tape a video. I've never went live with OBS yet. I've just went live with StreamYard. Hello, Facebook user. I can't see your name. You didn't click on the accept link. Or hi, Al. That's from earlier. Or hi, all. Okay. Yeah, if you click on that accept link with StreamYard, then I'll see your name pop up. It was above the video in the description of the live stream. Let me go stick this back over there. Ciao, doggy. 1 second, people. Well, I gotta clean up that mess back behind it. Someone left 7-4. Let's see what we got in the mail. We can open this up. And everybody that just joined is probably thinking, wow, he's got some cool printer stuff in that box, I bet. What'd he get? Nope, it's not printer. It's not printer stuff. My toner cartridges for my printer. Got them off Amazon. They're like $45 for 4 of them. Value toner, it's called. They're ghetto toner. Oh, I primed this Slinky. I don't think I showed you guys. This is printed with Sunblue PLA. Made a little slinky. I was going to take my Chris Warkaki chibi here, and I was going to put it on a slinky so I could let it bounce up and down on the screen, but it's too heavy for this. That slinky can't support it. That's pretty cool. I thought I was going to have trouble separating layers, but I just got my fingernail, or actually my ZYLTECH spatula in one layer, and I just took my fingernail and I just kept spinning it and spinning it. Yeah. Yeah, anything hobby printing type stuff. Trying to see what we're talking about here. Probably for mailing out stickers. No, stickers don't cost nothing. I mean, I get them made up. They cost money, obviously, but I'm not worried about it. I appreciate people wanting them and wanting to post them. To see if you're another streamer and you post it in your stream, then when I watch your stream, I'll get to see my sticker along with everybody else's. So that's pretty cool. On Timothy's stream in the background, you see a Star Wars head, big alien head in the back. I printed that and mailed that to him for a present a few years ago. And that's my phone talking. He says, "Let me out. I'm stuck in your pocket." Yeah, when I checked on stickers, when I got these made up, for 50 stickers, they wanted $50. And I'm like, no, I don't want to be out $50 for 50 stickers. So I'm waiting to get a deal on it, and then I'll reorder a bunch of them, and then I'll just mail them out to everybody. And if it's going to cost a bunch in postage, well, we'll work it out when that time comes. Here, I know something I didn't do that I could have done. I'm going to post this on Twitter, which I don't think I did. Go to my profile real quick, make sure I already posted. No, I didn't. You post this on Twitter and see pops in. All right, links just posted up on Twitter. Check out Sticker app. I'll write that down. I'll check it out. I know my friend Zolan, he got a deal. They had like 50 for $10. And I think I seen that somebody advertising that like a month ago, and I overlooked it because I figured whatever it is, it'd be too expensive. And then when I finally did check, it was 10 for $9. So, and then also Sticker Mule. You send them $1, they send you a pack of stuff that they do. You know, different types of stuff they can cut out. Just a sample pack of random stickers. Instagram. Little kitty sticker. Here's a sample where they're on a sheet where you just peel them off. Thought about buying a vinyl cutter, but then I'd have to buy an inkjet printer since my laser won't work, and making my own stickers or whatever, but I'm not really sure what I should buy, how reasonable it would be if I should just pay some company to make them for me. But I thought that'd be cool to have another little hobby, or give my wife something to do. She could make stickers. So, and then they have a custom packing tape you can get made with your logo on it or whatever. Yes, I have a sample. Back when they were talking about it a long time ago, I got a sample of it. I have not used it yet, but I have a sample of it. I got that little bitty bottle, but I haven't tried it. I've tried a lot of different things. You know, I started out with glue stick like everybody else. Then I tried the green stuff from Canada. And then I went to Magic Goo, and I tried that, which goes bad fairly quick. And one day with Magic Goo, I went and I unscrewed it. Okay, good. The foam is there. Feels dried out. But I unscrewed it, and I didn't realize that the foam pad got stuck in the cap. So when I pulled it off and I turned it upside down to put it on my printer, guess what? I dumped the bottle out. So then I'm trying to scoop it up and get it back in the bottle. So that was a pain in the butt. But out of everything I've tried, Glue Stick, it works really good. But most of my printers, I've got bed mats on from TH3D, on PEI, textured mat, or just the blue one. And then on the Hypercube, as soon as I got this built, I ordered a big mat, and I put it on. And then like a week or two later, I ordered this flex plate, 400 by 400, and I have that sitting over here, but I don't want to waste a perfectly good mat, so I'll just wait till I wear it out. You know, when prints don't stick, I take sandpaper and you rough them up with sandpaper or steel wool, clean them with alcohol, and at some point, you'll come to a point where that don't work anymore, and you got to replace it. Yeah, I've heard it's really great, but I just haven't tried it. Let me go over here and check my other chat. Eight people watching. Say something. I'm getting bored. Nobody jumped in. What is the best bed service in your opinion? I'm assuming you mean the best type of bed, right? Like I just mentioned. Like a flex sheet with PEI or texture. Is that what you mean? My CR10s, when I first got them, the glass wasn't level. You know, it was kind of a pain in the butt. So I went to a glass shop. And I got a piece of mirror cut, and the edges beveled so it wouldn't be rough, and it was almost a 1/4 inch thick. And those are both on my CR10s. And one of them right now, I've got a magnet on the glass, and then the other one, I still got the original mirror on it, and I use glue stick on that when I do ABS. But yeah, the flex sheets, TH3D sells those spring steel flex sheets. That works great. I got, like I say, they come with PEI or textured. If he still sells them that way, you can get PEI on one side and textured on the other side. I was having trouble getting PETG to stick to the textured side, printing at 210 and 60. So I cranked up my bed temp to 70, and I make sure I got plenty of squish, and now it seems to be fine. And PEI is amazing. It's great stuff. The blue textured mats from TH3D work great. I used to buy them from CC Tree on Amazon also. There's a lot of companies that sell different types of bed mats. They work great. But the scrapers that come with the printers, all the scrapers are crap. They're too thick. They don't work very good. Use them for ice on your window. Or mail them to Tyler up in Alaska. Mail him all your scrapers. This is my go-to right here. It looks a lot like a margin trowel that I used to use in construction, but it's paper thin at the edge. It'll get underneath any print. And then a lot of these printers, like on the Ender 3 V2, as soon as it cools completely down, you can usually just lift the print off. And if you have a brim on it, you might have to slightly use a scraper. A lot of build surfaces, you can tap on them and pop them loose. There's different ways. So you don't, let's just give it a minute to cool down. If you're in a hurry and you want to start another print, then use a spatula to get up underneath it. But the build tack, they sell for around $20 on Amazon. It's getting a little tore up, just from wear and tear, but I've had this for about 3.5 years. I love it. And the reason the camera's so high is when I was filming a video earlier today and yesterday, I was standing up talking to the camera. That's why it's up there and it's not down close in front of the monitor. But when I live stream on Tuesday, when I have Joel on, I'll have the camera down eye level. And that's Tuesday at 5 p.m. Pacific. You're welcome, Larry. Yeah, anybody ever has any questions, I'm on Facebook. I got a group. You can always PM me. I always do my best to help everybody. I'm not an expert on nothing. It's just I know what I know, like a lot of people do from what I've done myself. And I'd be more than happy to, help people out with opinions. I get PM'd by people all the time wondering this or wondering that. And I've got 4,800 people, around 4,800 members on my Facebook group. As soon as I get to 5,000, I'm going to have an Amazon storefront I'll open up. Because I just have an affiliate link right now for Amazon, but I'll set up a storefront. And then I'll go through everything I've ever bought off Amazon for however many years back, and I'll post different things in there because a lot of times you'll find somebody streaming or using something and you want to try it out because they like it. So I'll have direct links where you can see what the product is rather than just a link you click on to go to Amazon and then you find whatever you want. A lot of people aren't sure about a lot of things. So even me, if there's certain things I might want to try, I look at other YouTubers or other content creators, streamers, and I see what they're using and what they think about it, and then I'll go out and buy that product on their recommendation. Oop, that's the wrong one. I'm going to repost that link, and that's the wrong link. You go back and grab it. It's right here. There we go. Anyway, what have I been working on lately? Well, like I mentioned earlier, if you guys didn't hear me, I was trying out some Sunlu PLA. And one of my CR10s, my screen on the CR10 started reading Chinese or alien language, just going completely nuts. And my nozzle was digging into my print. So my board went out. That happened like a year and a half ago, and I had to replace it. And so this time I'm going with an SKR 1.3 version 2. Big Tree Tech off of Amazon. That'll be here tomorrow. And I'll put that in one of the CR10s. I'm getting tired of replacing Creality boards with Creality boards. My dog's in the kitchen looking up like, where's the cookies? I'll give you a bone in a minute, girls. And then here's a Chucky I was going to print at like 250% of my Hypercube. And it was doing great until it wasn't. When it started getting up here, see how spongy it is? And the supports, it's like spider webs. So an extrusion problem. I've got a tough extruder on that from TH3D, a clone, and a V6 clone hot end. So once Chucky's all done, see, at this size, here he is. He was going to be really big. But anyway, I'm printing him behind me on the TiVo tarantula right now. Anybody watching that hasn't left me a comment, say something so I know who's watching. What do I think about the Ender 3 V2 so far, Steve? I've had no problems with it. I updated the firmware when I got it, and I've done a couple videos on it. I changed out the bed springs. It comes with these cheap little light springs, and when you crank them down really tight, you slide your bed all the way back. My heater was running into the case on the stepper driver. Okay, thank you, Tyler. Was running into it, so I went over here in my little cabinet where I keep all my spare parts, and I put the yellow springs on that are real stiff. That way you can tighten them up fairly tight. They won't move, and that way when the bed slides back, it's not hitting the case on the stepper motor. And what else did I do to it? Oh, yeah, I took off the white PTFE, and I put a Capricorn on it. So I either use Capricorn or Tough Tube from TH3D. They're both about the same. They can withstand higher temperatures. The little plastic hot end cover, it's pretty, it's nice. But when you want to get to the cup link for the PTFE, you can't get to it without taking the cover off. There's one screw on the back to remove, and the cover kind of twists out. So it's easy to get to. But it's been working fine. I've had no trouble with it. The screen, the color screen that's on it, if you look at it from an angle, you can't really see what's highlighted. The text is really bright, but when you turn the knob, it'll highlight with a square box each of the items. And if you're not looking straight at it, you can't see what's lit up. But it's not a big deal. The only thing it needs is an auto bed leveling sensor, unless you want to level your bed occasionally by hand. And usually you don't know when it's out of whack until you start a print, and all of a sudden it's not. And then you got to stop the print and fix it. So at some point here in the near future, I'll put an easy AVL on it. Yeah, I replaced my extruder with ones that I use on all my printers from McEwen 3D out of Florida. It's not a dual gear, but it's a metal extruder. And the inlet side, it's got a PTFE tube that runs all the way up to the gear. And on the outlet side, it's got a metal sleeve that slides all the way up to the gear. That way you can print flexible filaments. Then I put all steel gear on it. But even though it's called a hardened steel gear, they still wear out. Filament still chews up your gears. And whenever that happens, rather than just replace it, simply remove the little tiny set screw and move that gear up or down. That way the filament's grabbing a fresh spot. So, gears will last quite a while. Just got to readjust their position where it's the teeth aren't where they're grabbing. But dual gear sounds interesting. I've just never tried one yet. Well, I don't twiddle my thumbs, and I usually mess with a pen, but now I'm sitting here playing with a Slinky. So, like I say, if anybody wants to jump in and chat with me on the stream and talk to everybody, non-fam, if you're still here, earlier when I started streaming, you said you might later. Well, guess what? It's later. So if you're still watching, jump in. I'm not sure if anybody else is streaming right now. So I see Jerry Barnacles. He was on earlier. He was streaming on YouTube, talking to David Hewlett. He's in a 3D printing. He's an actor. Was in Stargate. So, did I show you the sunken benchy? I dropped the benchy, my slicer S3D, turned it up, dropped it through the bread, and I figured I'm going to print a sunken benchy. But I had my temperature turned up too high on my ender, and I've got a bunch of stringing here. I got to clip off what I can, and I'll hit it with a heat gun. But I thought that'd be kind of interesting to show people. It sunk. And I got a couple masks that I printed. I posted on Twitter that I've been working on for a friend here on Facebook. One of my Facebook friends lives here in Vegas. His daughter's into, it's a mask called AMON, Amon. I'm not sure what cartoon that's from, but I printed out a couple masks and painted them up real good. There's a few layer lines on one of the masks. They're not that bad. The paint kind of hides most of it. So. Let me pop that up so I can read it on screen. Thank you for information. I bought my first printer, Ender 3 V2. What's your new extruder for the V2? It's the best. Is the best extruder worth it? I think it is. There's some people. There's a lot of extruders out there that work perfectly fine. But if you might ever want to do flexible filament, that's good. I hear that there's dual gears that might be cheaper. I've done the video because that's what I've always used. And that's been 3.5 years ago, I started using those. I'm sure there's other things out there that might be a lot cheaper that work great, but for me, that works good. So, I didn't go on Amazon and spend $8 to buy a metal extruder. The $8 extruder would probably work just as good as the one that's on there that's plastic. The plastic one, since they added that brass knurl insert, your filament's not going to cut into the arm, but it is plastic, and depending, grabbing it, and over time, hot and cold, it will end up breaking the extruder. And it sucked that you're in the middle of a print in a couple months, and it failed because the extruder broke because it was plastic. So I try to go to metal. So that was just my recommendation. But there might be better ones out there that are cheaper money. Yeah. It took me about 2 years to finally do a benchy. I procrastinated. I'd done a cat originally. I just didn't want to do a benchy because everybody was doing benchy. So it took me around 2 years, and I finally did one. My dog is sniffing around. She better not be looking for some plastic to eat. That's my new dog. Sandy, go play with Nikita. One of my dogs died about 3 months ago, so I went to the pound and I got another one here. I think I've had her for about 2 months. She's a terrier boxer, I believe. Real good girl. When I first got her, they brought her out. She just had puppies before she wound up at the pound, and you could tell she had puppies by looking at her stomach. But that most of that dried up. They're not her titties aren't hanging down no more. They're all kind of dried up. So she's a real good girl. Both my dogs sleep with me at night, and one always wants more attention than the other one. They're jealous of each other. I try to pet them both at the same time, and then a new dog tries to jump in between me and the older dog. Yeah, our other dog's name is Buddy. He was a King Charles Cavalier Spaniel, and he got to the point where he was just getting overheated. He was panting 100 miles an hour, laying in the hallway on the tile, and he couldn't get up. And he would try to get up, and he'd just fall back down. And we went through that for about a day and a half, and we finally had to have him put down. He just wasn't getting any better. So animals are great, but they don't, the average lifespan of most dogs, I think, is 15, 16 years, maybe 18. Yeah, here like a month ago, I did a live stream where I had the face rig app on. I looked like I had an avatar face, and I changed my voice. I kind of looked like a demon, and I streamed for an hour and a half by myself and talked to chat. And nobody popped in. And then last week, I forget what day it was, maybe Monday or Tuesday, I done a live stream, and I had some of my Facebook friends, YouTube friends popped in. Yeah, it's hard when animals die. They don't understand what's going on. You can't talk to them and tell them what's happening, but just pet them and say goodbye, And then I printed with some TPU last year. I done a bunch of things in TPU. I got a rocket here. It's real squishy. This was printed on Ender 3. I just slowed my speed down a little bit, and the only setting I changed other than what was normal. When I did a little Eiffel Tower, it came out pretty good. But I don't really have a use for TPU. I have a partial roll left, and I may eventually use it for something. I guess it'd be good if you want to print some tires or cell phone case, but I usually don't have a use for it. Then I got a little mini Joel right here. And the Chris Warcocky, a mini Chris. I've got a designer that sometime this month, hopefully he'll be getting a hold of me. He's going to be making me a mini Jerry, because I told him I want to give it away on Thingiverse for free and have him put the logo 3DHP on it. So whenever he contacts me, I'll be getting that from him. And then I'll put it up on my group and YouTube and Thingiverse, and people can download it and take it out underneath your car tire, and you can drive over it. So, but actually, this mini Chris looks a lot like me. He's got a beard, I got a goatee, and I'm bald, and he's bald, so it's similar. No, I've had these no glue on the Ender 2 V2. It works fine just the way it is. I printed PETG on it so far and PLA with no problem. Just when it's all stock, just adjust your springs. But I use a piece of paper like from a notepad, and it's a little thicker than typing paper, and just get it nice and level, and you'll be good to go. I've had no trouble. And the Crowley slicer, like I said, I use that like I was a new person, because I've never used Cura before, and actually a couple things I had to Google just to figure out where it was. I just changed the layer height. What was it? Yeah, the layer height is the only thing I changed in that. There's a couple things I changed, but I didn't go through and try to tweak the program, and it worked fine. Installed it, ran it, worked great. Actually, let me think about that for a minute. I think I printed PETG on it. I know I printed PLA on it. I'm not sure if I printed a PETG on the Ender 3V2 yet. But I do know that PETG you cannot print on bare glass or mirror. There has to be something in between, otherwise you won't get the print off. You got to have a glue stick or something in between as a releasing agent, because as you've seen with somebody else recently, that they printed on bare glass PETG, and they didn't know any better, I guess, and it broke the glass. Yeah, Tyler say nanopolymer. TH3D sells it, and you can go to their website. I don't know I forget the company's name. If Tyler could post it, there's a link where you used to be able to get a free sample from them. But if you're in a pinch, use glue stick. If you have nothing else available, you ordered something, you can always grab some glue stick. The glue stick I've always used is, like I say right now, it's Scotch permanent glue stick. That's what I bought a whole bunch of these a long time ago. I rarely use it, but that's what I use on when I print ABS. Yeah, Vision Miner. Yeah, Vision Miner, they do work like for NASA and all kinds of stuff like that. So they're really a very high-end company. Anybody out there in YouTube land or Facebook land want to jump in on the stream? I posted a link. You're welcome to click on it. It will check your camera and your audio, and then you can jump in. Let me see what pictures I got in there I haven't deleted I can show you. Oh, here's a picture of my two dogs. The brown and white one's Sandy, and the black one's Nikita. And how'd I get my dogs to look at me and hold still for a camera? Hold a treat or a cookie or something up by your cell phone. They stare at it and click a picture. And then my hobby room I'm sitting in, this is what it looks like. Here's where I'm sitting right now at a different angle. Yeah, I got a sample too. I guess they ran out and I had to wait a while, but I eventually got one. Yeah, 3D Printing Nerds, where I was watching this video, and that's when I contacted them after that. And it took a while, but I finally got the sample. Now, anyway, if you guys want to drop in, you're welcome to. If you have any comments or questions, I'll try to answer them. I'm not a rocket scientist, but like I say, I know what I know, what things that I have or haven't done. Based on the stuff you can see behind me, obviously, I printed a lot of stuff, so I know a lot about printing. Well, it's nice. I'm glad we have people from Facebook here because I've streamed it a handful of times, and I always stream on Facebook and YouTube, and people on Facebook usually don't pop in. But then again, I post a stream like for Tuesday. I posted it this morning on Facebook, and that's going to get buried, I guess, unless you click the reminder or something. I'm not sure how that works. And I tried to repost it, and it didn't seem to work right. So the day of the stream, I'll take the YouTube link, I'll drop that on Facebook, and then people can click on that link and come straight to Facebook. Yeah, I try not to hire anybody to do anything for me. I can fix almost everything. I'm not an expert at nothing, but I'm pretty good at everything. I've never worked on a transmission, but I can build a car from the ground up. I built a huge 2-story garage out in Pahrump, which looked like a house, basically, 3-car garage. I've done a lot of stuff, work construction most of my life. Used to be a delivery driver for like 8 years, delivering produce and sprinkler equipment. Yeah, I don't care if you got a beer on the stream. You can drink all you want. That's fine. Yeah, I got beer here too. It's just when I do my weekly live streams, I have a guest on them. That's the way when I try to do things more professional, so. But yeah, it's just a hangout. I don't care. I just don't talk about politics, sex, stuff like that, you know. Yeah, I can't hear your background noise, but I don't think it'd be a problem. So if you want to pop in, go for it. I've got a mute button on my side, so if you're too noisy, I'll just mute you and you can hold up a sign. What type of filament is best for action figures? Well, I'd say PLA. Most people print with PLA. It works great. Back in the day, people printed with all ABS, which you can, sand a lot easier than PLA. If your printer is dialed in right, most of your prints will come out almost perfect, and you may not have to sand them at all. And then just primer them. I use rattle can primer outside. I do have airbrush primer. I sometimes spray through my airbrush, but I usually use rattle can primer, usually gray. And then I bring them inside. I use acrylic paints and paint them with acrylic paint. Sometimes airbrush, usually by hand. It all depends what you're painting. But I'm not an expert painter by no means. I'm better than I used to be, but I'm not a professional painter. You know, some of my stuff looks good and some of my early stuff doesn't look good. But practice makes perfect with anybody. Anybody that's like, well, I just print with colored filament. I don't know how to paint. It's not hard to paint. I haven't painted since I was a kid, you know, and I just got back into it. Just take your time, be patient. If you're getting older and you can't see, buy some reading glasses like I have on my head here. And usually it requires more light when you get older to see what you're painting. So wear some kind of a magnifier for your eyes and have plenty of light. Yeah, I may end up grabbing a beer in a minute here, but I'll probably fall asleep. I was dozing off today watching TV on and off. I was just looking, should I grab the slinky or grab the vape pipe? So I'll grab the vape pipe, then the slinky. So 11 people watching. If you have any, oh, here we go. We got somebody popping in. Hey, buddy, how you doing?
Pretty good. How about you?
Oh, pretty good. Let me turn down my volume. Go ahead and keep talking so I can hear you.
Test.
I'll get feedback. Oh. So how's everything?
Oh, not too bad.
Haven't
We
seen
just got
you
to
on-
Alaska.
It's been a while since I see you on a live stream.
Oh, yeah. We just got to Alaska on Monday. It's been almost a month since we left Virginia. So actually, what's it been, about 4 weeks? Yeah, 4 weeks. Sorry, we got two little ones here.
And you're in quarantine basically because you first got there?
Yeah, so we have to be on quarantine for 2 weeks when we first get here. Hence my beard. Normally I'm clean shaven.
You can go outside, front yard, backyard, but you're not supposed to go anywhere, right?
So we can go to like the commissary here. We can place an online order and they can pick stuff up for us. Sorry, I got one be on stream.
Hi.
She says hi. You have to look up here. Up here. There you go. Say hi. We can go to the commissary. We can't go off base and like, go to establishments or anything. So we're just kind of hanging out.
Uh-huh.
You want to say hi too?
Hi.
He says hi.
How are you?
Oh.
Wow, Marcel, thank you very much. Marcel is the first person to ever donate on my stream. I've never had a donation before. Thank you very much, Marcel.
It has to be the kids, right?
I appreciate it. Yeah.
I'm not on the phone. I'm online though.
Awesome. Hello. How are you?
Are you switching, Daddy?
Am I what?
Are you switching?
Switching what?
This and this.
Oh, yeah. He sees that he's different from, like, he's on the right side here. He's on the left side on the camera. You see
I've got
that?
lots of toys.
He's got the Eiffel Tower. He's got a spaceship.
There's lots of stuff behind me. Do they like the Hulk?
Callum, you like the Hulk?
Red Hulk.
See the Hulk? Oh my gosh.
How old are your kids?
I got, he's 3, she's 1.5.
Okay, I see you supposed to that. Okay.
And hold my friend.
Hey, don't choke.
That's all my friend?
He's technically what? Oh, I guess he's technically 3.5.
What?
I'm so.
You get a shirt on me on stream?
He told me it was cold.
Oh, he's cold. I guess it is, what, 50 something outside?
Look, I got a cat.
Yeah, it's pretty warm here in Vegas.
I got a morning baby.
You got a cat?
No, he like glasses on it.
So what's your
Oh.
prediction? Do you think there'll be a Murph or an Earth next year, or it's hard to say?
I'm hoping there's going to be a Murph. You know, we went with Tim last year, and that was a blast. I'm hoping there's going to be at least a Murph this year, as long as my wife will let me go. It's not till March. Just kind of looking at me like, I don't know.
How far away is the airport from the motel? Hey, look at this. We got somebody dropping in.
Yeah, well,
Oh,
Hey, Joel.
Joel.
Hey,
How you doing?
hey, what's going on? Hey, Tyler.
Not much.
How's it going?
It's going all right. I got, we're going to watch family movies here. Hi, how are you? We're going to watch family movies here in a little bit, but I got like 10 minutes.
that's
I want
on
to
the
drop in.
website right
Yeah, I was
here.
working on Ender 3, and I figured, well, I might as well go live and hang out and see who pops in. And I'm sitting there playing with a Slinky that I printed, and
Hi.
Of course.
On
Hi,
the website.
Here.
here's
Oh, he's saying hi too.
Sunken Bensy.
This
Bensy,
is-
what do you say? Who's that?
This is Callum, and this is
Hi,
Dallas.
Callum. And Dallas?
Dallas. Like the
Oh,
city.
Dallas, like the city. Like the city. Okay.
Dallas
easy.
Landry. She's named after the football team. No big deal. My wife loved it.
That's fantastic. You guys were talking about Murph. What are we talking about?
Hoping that it's going to go on. You know, since this year COVID happened and everything.
Yeah. Yeah, my trip got canceled. I was really sad.
yeah, I wanted to go to CES in January with my son, but he just got laid off, and it's been canceled. So looks like I'm
Yeah,
not going
well,
to
it's
CES this year.
virtual. It's virtual, right?
Yeah.
Virtual CES, which I don't know. You have the big companies that are trying to show off, you know, multi-million-dollar products and ideas, and it's just like, how do you do that over a Zoom conference?
Yeah.
Here, look at my cool stuff.
Like, I know you want to pick it up and, you know, move it around and see it, but dang.
Exactly. Part of what makes CES so magical is the sheer size of it all. I mean, it's in Las Vegas, and they spend millions of dollars on these impressive displays, and it's just not the same looking at it on your computer monitor.
I've never tried eSun PLA, Steven. Hashbox I've always had good luck with, but I haven't used it in quite a while. I have a lot of go-tos.
The only eSun stuff I've used was the Lolspot branded. That was eSun, right? Like a long ago. Didn't they have eSun branded stuff?
Yeah, I'm not sure.
No, I
I've
don't.
I've got my camera up high because I was taping earlier when I was standing up, but when I
I
stream,
know, really high.
it'll be down here eye level.
Here we go. I'm gonna be like you. Ready? I'm like, I'll sit on my floor. Here we go. There we go. Hey guys. Hey, lean back, Tyler. Yeah.
Yeah. Look. Even on the floor on this.
There we go. Yeah. See, the floor's great. Hey, look, I got my my CR6 going right there. It's not smoking. It's not on fire.
Oh, so it's good to go then.
Yeah. That was the one. That's the one I opened up on stream. Oh, Jerry, you guys done these? Have you seen these on Thingiverse? What's his name? It's on here. It is Fix'em Dude, and these pieces then come apart and put together a TIE interceptor. Look at that.
Oh, cool.
That's
Look
pretty
at
cool.
that.
That's neat.
So now imagine that though, right? If you look at this card, it's smaller than my face. So just imagine this 3 feet by 3 feet, and you know about a certain video coming out soon on the channel.
Well, that'll be cool.
But yeah, on Thingiverse, look up Fixum Dude. Fixum focus. Fixum Dude. And there's a TIE interceptor, and there is a Millennium Falcon just going right there. Super simple, right? These are the kind of things you would put in a greeting card, but it's a ton of fun. I love it. So
it's like old school Rebel models. You take them out and you got to pop everything off the screen. Yeah.
Yes, that's exactly what it is.
So
So anyway,
some sort of like sleigh for like a Christmas themed thing for.
That'd be a good idea. Christmas themed, or you could do like one of these as a pumpkin for Halloween. That'd be
3D
fun.
ZYLTECH.
Good idea.
3D ZYLTECH is my go-to PLA, and then ZYLTECH. I've been using a lot of their PLA lately. So, but I'm reviewing some GTech and some Lu at the moment. But my go-to would be ZYLTECH or 3D ZYLTECH.
3D ZYLTECH has definitely been my go-to for like, I'd say probably the last 2 years. Everything's pretty consistent.
3D ZYLTECH, yeah, aren't they Seattle based?
Yes, or at least Washington. I don't know about Seattle, but they are definitely Washington based.
About us, contact us. Here we go. Contact. No, I thought that they were like really close to me, and I've never heard of them until like 6 months ago. That was the crazy thing. But I think they're close.
Yeah, I know there's Washington based in general. I don't know about Seattle specifically.
Your stream went great last night until you couldn't find the USB stick.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. Eventually I found it.
Yeah, right before you went off and lost video, everybody was typing F, and I'm like, why are they typing F? Was there a contest? So I hit F2, and I'm like, why is that happening?
No, it's, press F to pay respects.
Okay.
Wait, Jerry, you don't know that meme?
No.
Okay, so there was Tyler, do you know the meme?
I do.
Okay, there was a video game where you attended a funeral and there was a coffin, and on the screen it said, press F to pay respects. And ever since then, if someone was trying, if there was a moment where you had to quote unquote pay your respects, like if one of your teammates was fallen during the game, then you press F in the chat, and it's just it's a meme, but it's fantastic. I highly suggest you look it up.
I've been a gamer forever, but I didn't know that. I love VR. I've got a Vive and a Odyssey, I think it's called.
Okay.
I have Elite Dangerous is my favorite game of all time. You're in space in a spaceship. You go on different missions, or you're a bounty hunter taking out other ships, but you really feel like you're in space. As you know, with VR, you really feel like you're really there.
What's the game? Say that again.
Elite Dangerous.
Spell it. Like ELL.
ELITE. Elite.
Oh, Elite. I think you said
Dangerous.
Ellie, like someone's name, like Ellie. No, Elite Dangerous. Look at that. It controlled their own starship. Oh, fantastic.
You get credits in the game. I play in solo. I don't play in open play. That way you're playing against bots, basically. When you're in open play, sense. People that, have bigger, badder ships like to gang up on you, blow you up, and things like that. But it's a lot of fun when you're playing solo mode.
Like with any sort of online open game, someone attains a certain level that they're nearly unbeatable, and they just lay waste to everyone in front of them.
Yeah, Call of Duty Advanced Warfare. I was trying to figure out which Call of Duty it was. I just couldn't remember which one it was.
That was it? That was the one that generated it?
Yeah, pay F for respects. Or
pay F,
press F to pay respects.
Press F. Yes, press F to pay respects. See? That's awesome.
Yeah, Call of Duty type games, I always like being a sniper. I like to lay back, hide, and snipe people.
Man, I'm definitely a run and gun. Give me a gun, let's go. I'm running into the fire, especially if I know that I can respawn.
That's my wife in the other room, Betty Boot 45.
Hi, wife in the other room. I played. Let's see. What did I play? I played some Destiny, but my last game where I did like team based was probably Counter-Strike. Back in 2002.
I think CS:GO was 2003 or 2004.
Yeah, probably.
Give or take.
Yeah, I think that came out after. It came out after Counter-Strike, right? Counter-Strike was like, I worked at a software company, and we set up a server on site so that we could, 7 o'clock hits, they bring in dinner, and we all play Counter-Strike. And I would be a sniper. I'd be like you, Jerry, just sitting back and then taking pot shots. Invariably, someone would always know where I'm at for some reason. Didn't help that everybody was in the same area, and so if you peeked around at monitors, you could kind of see positions. It's like cheating.
CS:GO was 2012. I thought that was way sooner than that.
It was 2012, really?
Yeah, for CS:GO.
Yeah, my first computer was like 1991. It was a 286, and I had a 1200 baud modem. And when the internet first popped up and people could get on, I downloaded the picture, a bikini picture or something, and it took like 5 minutes for it to draw on the screen, and that was fast. So that was a long time ago.
That was a long time ago. I always, someone said, hey, Joel, you know what? The 80s were 40 years ago. And I'm like, oh.
Don't even remind me.
God.
I'm still up in there about Larry on the Sunlu. I've had a few problems on one printer, but I'm working on a video I'll get out in a few days, so we'll wait and see on that. But
Sunlu has very shady marketing practices, which is why I've had to say I will never feature Sunlu on the channel.
they sent me a filament dryer that I've done a review on and a couple rolls of PLA. So at the moment, I haven't had any trouble.
And it's okay? Okay.
The filament, I'm not sure about. The dryer works great. The little dryer works
good.
real
Okay.
I had no trouble with the dryer. So
no problem. It's good.
What I don't like is when somebody contacts me on Facebook and they want me to buy it up front, and then once I try it and review it, they'll pay me back. No, that's a paid review. That's illegal, and I won't do it. So
definitely,
it's it is illegal if the payment is stipulated, or if it's stipulated that the payment is in return for a review, right? Like a posted review. So if they were to send you something, or if you were to buy something and then provide feedback, then it's not. But if they're soliciting a public review that you would post, and then because of that they send you a refund, I think that's the legal territory, right? I think that's when it gets a little not good.
Everybody I've dealt with, they either pay for it up front and send it to me, or if I do buy it, they reimburse me with an hour or two after I bought it, not before I receive it. So that's usually how I work with everybody. Well,
if you're starting to get hit with these, Jerry, it might be a good idea to have some sort of rules or stipulations that you can then send to a company, like I will not pay for shipping. If you want product back, this has to be known ahead of time, just kind of set some ground rules, and then they'll be like, oh, this guy means business, and send you more stuff.
Like, let me let you talk to my marketing director.
That's right. Yeah. And it's you just acting as the marketing director.
Right. It's marketing at 3dhp.com or something.
That's right.
Yeah, one of these days I'd love to a Panoply Phenon. I would love to review one, but I can't afford to buy one. So I'll just keep growing things, and maybe in time I'll keep contacting people, and maybe one of these days it'll happen.
That was when they did it, Earth last year, right? The really big one.
Yeah, that was, they had the Phenom was there, and then after Earth there was the Noir, which is what I have, and then there's the L that Uncle Jesse and Tom at Filament Frenzy have. Mm-hmm. And then there's that ginormous one that they teased. I'd have to rent a new house to store that.
Yeah, we were just talking. I don't have anything right now. Like, we just actually moved up to Alaska, so I'm basically waiting my stuff on a ship to get here. So I've got no 3D printers, like nothing here. Just kind of
What's
hanging
in
out.
Alaska? Was it for a job or
I'm
just
in the Air
because it's
Force,
beautiful?
so
Oh,
I'm
okay.
at Eielson Air Force Base in Alaska. So it's right outside of Fairbanks. So we shipped everything. They like packed everything up and made sure all the stuff was, packed nice so that it wouldn't get
Of
damaged in
course,
shipping.
of course, yeah.
So hopefully it'll get here. I think our house is supposed to be ready on like the 14th is when we move out of here. We're on quarantine right now since we got here for 2 weeks.
Oh,
So
yeah.
once we move out of we're in a 3-bedroom townhouse. Luckily, it's not like a hotel room or anything. I've got
That
5
doesn't
kids.
sound too bad for quarantine,
No,
honestly.
definitely not. We're not allowed to go anywhere or do anything. We can like call orders in and I got a sponsor here who goes and picks stuff up for us. Like we place an order at Costco or Walmart and she goes and picks it up and brings it to us and says, here you go.
It doesn't sound bad. At least, I mean, I'm sure it would get a little tiresome after a couple weeks, but I mean, for 14 days, that doesn't sound like a bad deal.
Definitely. I would like to have like some more of my hobby here if I could, I guess.
So do you have to wait for your house before you get your stuff?
So yes, it's currently on a ship. My wife called, what was it, Thursday? I think she called. Yeah, Thursday. And it was on a ship on its way here. So it still could take like another week or so. We're supposed to move in.
Just order a 3D printer. Have it delivered. Have your sponsor go bring it to you.
And actually, stuff up here for Alaska takes about a week and a half. I think we figured almost a week and a half for shipping. So it's actually going to be hopefully quicker to get my stuff here.
I'm sorry. I was like, I'll drop ship you a machine if you just need it, but it's still going to take you longer to get it than it would if. I guess Alaska is far away. We did a fishing trip in Alaska a couple of years back, and that was a trip, man. That was a lot of fun.
Man, we drove up. We originally, both of us from Illinois, ended up in Florida, and then we went to Virginia, which is where we moved from. So driving from Virginia up to here was about 10, 11, 12 days. I don't even remember.
Wait a minute. I thought, isn't the border closed, or do they allow you to go through?
So if you have a reason to get through, so like since we're in the military, or I'm in the military, my family come through with me. Yeah. So like you cross through, they're like, hey, here's my orders and everybody's paperwork. So hopefully we can get through. Here you go. And they let us all through.
Okay.
It took us about 5 days to drive through Canada. Drove through Vancouver.
Oh, you went up and over?
Yeah.
Okay.
Up and over.
I don't know. I guess
Alberta and then British Columbia. So like Alberta, British Columbia, and then Yukon, and then over to Alaska.
Oh, okay.
Well, you're in Seattle, so you're close to him already. Just got Canada in the way, right?
Sort of. I mean, we have I'm just north of Seattle, but up in Bellingham, Washington, which is just a few miles south of the Canadian border, you can get on a car ferry and it'll take you to, I think, Fairbanks.
It'll take you to, there's like 3 ports in Alaska it'll take you to. It's still about a 6-hour drive. We're looking at that too. It was like a last minute thing when I, like, when you, in the Air Force anyway, when you get orders, like this is saying, okay, or you get an assignment before you get orders. So you get an assignment that says, this is when you're going to move. It could be within the next 6 months, 8 months, whatever, however long they give you. Okay, cool. I found out in like late February, right before COVID happened and shut everything down. So we tried to get everything ready and to go, and it wouldn't happen. Finally, like the beginning of July, they're like, here you go. You're moving this date. It was like 2 weeks later. Okay, cool. So we packed everything up that we could and got everything ready, and the people came to pack everything up and move it for us, and we're like, all right, see ya.
I actually had help. People pack it for you.
Yeah, that's really nice about the military and being them. They move for you essentially. They'll send a packing team and then a moving team. So like the packing team came the day before. They packed everything up, like made sure everything was good to go. Had proper padding and everything in the boxes, wrapped all the boxes up, and then the moving team came the next day, loaded everything on the truck, made sure that all the big furniture was packed up and wrapped up, and then good to go.
That's cool. I mean, really though, it's going to be in the military's best interest to help you go as fast as you can and as safe as you can, because then you're available sooner, right? They want you to be able to just kind of go like that and then safely and securely, I would imagine.
Right. Like the least time between stations, essentially.
Right. I'm gonna have to bow out. I'm just getting a message here because we have to get candy. We're gonna watch Mulan tonight.
Awesome.
Ooh,
Should
nice.
be fun.
I'll see you Tuesday afternoon. If you could pop in 10 or 15 minutes early, that'd be awesome. We can
I
chit
sent
chat.
you you're gonna have to check your email. So my son got scheduled for a last minute pickup game, so we're gonna have to reschedule that.
Okay, I'll cancel it. I had it posted. I'll cancel it everywhere.
Okay.
All right.
Sorry about that. I sent you email. I did.
Okay. Yeah, I posted it this morning early, but I'll cancel it.
We'll just move it. We can if you can do earlier in the day, we can still do Tuesday.
When do you want? What time? I can change it.
Well, let me check. Let's see.
Hold on. Let me have my marketing team check my calendar.
Hold please. Hold please. Tuesday, the 8th. I can do any time before 2 p.m.
12 o'clock.
Sure, let's do a lunchtime stream. Tuesday. I like it.
All right, awesome. I'll see you then, like 11:50 or something.
Yeah, something like that. I mean, 11:50, something. We'll get it all worked out. I mean, we've already verified it here. It'll be good.
All right.
It'll buff out.
Sweet. It'll
Thank you,
buff out.
Joel.
Exactly. Hey, thanks for letting me stop by. Tyler, good to see
Good
you.
night.
Glad you moved. Stay safe, you and the
Take
family.
care.
See
Appreciate
you
it.
guys.
Have a good night.
Bye. Well, that's cool. Glad he stopped in.
Definitely.
So when I get off here in a little bit, I'll reschedule that for Tuesday at 12 p.m. Let's see, 12 a.m. Yeah, 12 p.m.
Alrighty. I think I'm gonna go ahead and hop off too. We got a couple things going on tonight as well. But it was good to stop by. Appreciate it.
Well, thank you very much. Take care.
All right, you as well. Bye.
All righty. Well, that was cool. I got a couple people drop in, everybody. And here, I moved my camera. I moved it down, so I'm down lower now. And here's the stream link. If anybody wants to drop in and say hi, I'll put the link back in chat. Well, I think I'm going to get off here, everybody. I've been streaming for how long now? 112 minutes. So it's been almost 2 hours. And that was really cool seeing Joel and Tyler stop in. And I'll be rescheduling my stream for Tuesday instead of 5 p.m. It's going to be at 12 p.m. at lunchtime. So I'll get that rescheduled. So anyway, everybody have a great night. Thank you for stopping by. Please like, subscribe, and I'll see everybody Tuesday. Thank you. Bye-bye. Let me run my, let's see.